Mu continent, the lost paradise of the Pacific. Deep beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean, legends tell of a lost paradise, a continent named Mu, said to be the cradle of civilization. Unlike Atlantis, which captivates the imagination of the West, Mu's story emerges from the myths of the East and the Pacific. It paints a picture of a utopia brimming with knowledge and harmony. But how did this mysterious land come to captivate the world? And is there any truth hidden within its myth? The birth of the legend. Augustus Plongeon, a 19th-century archaeologist who professed to have deciphered old Mayan documents, is credited with starting the myth of Mu. He claimed that these texts spoke of a once great culture called Mu that existed before Egypt. However, it was former British Colonel James Churchward who would cement Mu's legacy in contemporary culture. Churchward claimed to have discovered mystical Nikal tablets during his time in India. These tablets, he said, detailed the history of a vast Pacific continent that thrived 50,000 years ago. Mu, as he described it, was home to an advanced society with cutting-edge technology, spiritual enlightenment, and over 60 million people. Tragically, a catastrophic event caused the entire continent to vanish into the ocean, leaving behind only echoes of its existence. Skeptics reject Churchward's stories as pure fiction, claiming there is no tangible proof of these tablets. However, his depictions strike a chord with myths of vanished lands around the world, igniting discussions that continue to this day. Echoes in Pacific mythology. Across the Pacific, stories of lost lands and ancestral homelands echo through indigenous cultures. Hawaiian lore speaks of Kahiki, a place across the sea believed to be the origin of their people. Polynesians tell of Hawaii, a mystical homeland tied to creation and life after death. The Maori of New Zealand recount Te Pito o Te Henua, or the navel of the world, a homeland swallowed by the sea. Are these tales ethereal recollections of a lost land? Or do they represent the universal human inclination to look past the horizon and speculate about what might be there? These stories of territories lost to the water are fueled by the millennia-long reshaping of the Pacific caused by tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and rising sea levels. Japanese mythology adds another layer. The Yonaguni Monument off Japan's coast resembles steps and terraces, fueling speculation about a lost civilization. Some say it's a natural rock formation, shaped by underwater currents. Others argue it's evidence of an ancient culture with advanced architectural abilities. In a similar vein, preconceptions on ancient Pacific engineering are called into question by Nan Madol in Micronesia, a group of artificial stone islands. These sites, which are not directly related to Mu, show the inventiveness of Pacific peoples and push the limits of what we think early civilizations were capable of. Science and skepticism. Despite the allure of Mu, scientists remain skeptical. Geologists argue that the Pacific lacks the tectonic evidence for a massive sunken continent. Plate tectonics, they say, show no sign of a landmass like Mu ever existing. However, there is still opportunity for conjecture because the ocean's depths are still mostly unknown. Although Churchward's description of Mu appears unlikely, it doesn't rule out the possibility of smaller subterranean lands that served as the inspiration for these traditions. Ancient civilizations may have left behind clues that we haven't yet discovered. Islands might have been submerged by geological movements and rising sea levels over millennia, leaving no trace. A catastrophic end or gradual disappearance. If Mu existed, how did such an advanced civilization meet its end? While James Churchward described a sudden cataclysm, a massive earthquake or volcanic eruption sinking the entire continent, some theorists propose a slower demise. Rising sea levels from melting glaciers at the end of the Ice Age might have gradually submerged Mu, forcing its inhabitants to flee. The sporadic occurrence of comparable beliefs around the Pacific may be explained by their eventual elimination. It's possible that survivors of a lost land brought their knowledge and stories to new coasts, affecting the cultures they came across. On the other hand, Mu's devastation might have been hastened by natural catastrophes like volcanic eruptions or tsunamis, giving rise to stories of a once thriving land that was engulfed by the sea in a single tragic event. While these theories remain speculative, they highlight how human memory and oral traditions can preserve fragments of truth, even if exaggerated over time. The allure of a lost civilization. Why does Mu still hold our attention? Maybe it's the hope of a lost utopia, a more peaceful and developed civilization than our own that has sadly been lost to time. Mu provides a picture of what mankind could accomplish, and a warning about what we might lose, in a world that is frequently engulfed in chaos. Mu also challenges our understanding of history. If it existed, what could it reveal about the origins of technology, spirituality, and human collaboration? These unanswered questions ensure that the story of Mu lives on in the imagination, encouraging us to reconsider the capabilities of ancient civilizations. Whispers of the past. Mu encourages adventurers, storytellers, and dreamers alike, even though conventional science may never be able to verify its existence. Unexpected discoveries are still being made thanks to developments in deep-sea mapping and underwater archaeology. Will proof of a land like Mu eventually be found using these new tools? In popular culture, Mu sits alongside Atlantis and Lemuria as a symbol of human curiosity and the allure of the unknown. Whether it's depicted in books, films, or video games, the story of Mu continues to captivate the imagination. Mu's story remains unfinished, its secrets hidden beneath the waves or buried in legend. Whether a forgotten truth or an enduring myth, Mu invites us to dream of what might have been, and to wonder what mysteries still await us in the depths of the sea.